Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, I gotta turn that music off. Oops. There we go. Okay, music's off. Here we go. Welcome to Porsche Cup Challenge. We got a hell of an exciting race for all of you tonight. Road Atlanta. What a mega track to have. We've got what's looking, 36, 37 cars. Absolutely insane to see this kind of a turnout. You're cheering on yourself. Colin Luckhurst. You know what? It's always good to cheer on yourself. That's a good person to cheer for is yourself. Gotta feel good. And, the confidence goes a long bloody way, I gotta say. Waiting out the qualifying, I think, is definitely going to be the way to go for a lot of these guys. I can tell you, Michael Howenick's going to, I'm sure, set an amazing lap. There's a lot of cars out there. With our 4-lap maximum, you do not have to do all of your laps right away. You can actually wait and wait and wait to about now when the track is wide open, as you can see. And a little bit of a strategy. So our open qualifying is a little bit of a learned skill. It's not, it is difficult at first, but once you figure it out, just as Michael Howenick, as you can see, has figured it out, and a few others who are out there. Ryan Winfeld, another one out there. Adam Morrow is out there last. Gary Watson, Simon Fell, Ian Campbell. When you've got that nice, clear, open track, no one to worry about for quite a while, it's really easy to set that time. And so, yeah, I highly recommend any drivers thinking about starting a little bit later. Definitely a good option. Definitely a good option. The title says Watkins Glen. Oh, let me change that. I thought I edited Road Atlanta. Let me see if it updates in the stream. It should. It should update in my stream. I thought I typed Road Atlanta. I guess not. There you go. Okay. Of course, this is our 15-minute open qualifying. You get 4 laps maximum to try and set your best lap. And yeah, there goes Michael Hownick saying a howitzer of a lap of 119.7. I'm expecting a higher, faster lap to come in next lap. He doesn't have too much to worry about. A lot of open space for him. So let's see how he does. We still have 2.5 minutes left of qualifying, so a little bit more time to go in our race with Porsche Cup Challenge. We got our open qualifying, then it leads into our 15-minute sprint. And after our 15-minute sprint into our feature, we have a reverse grid of our top 8. Of course, Road Atlanta, super difficult track to pass on this season with the Porsche Cup cars. The draft not being quite as powerful, it's made the passing a real challenge. So I'm super excited, I gotta say, to find out how exactly is that going to go with all of these guys who won the race, podiumed the race, the first one, that sprint race. How hungry are they going to be? Is it going to create a lot of chaos? Is it going to be good chaos, or is it going to be bad chaos? We could potentially see a lot of wrecks this race, or we could see a lot of clean driving. So it's totally like a little bit of a casino here tonight for how this is going to go. I have no idea. My mic is coming in and out. Is it still doing that? Is it a little better now? No. Okay. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just delete these noise filters. There. You can hear my mouse clicking. Yeah, mic. Oh, no, mic is fine. Oh, now you're saying the mic is fine, eh? Okay. Yeah, I just deleted the noise filter. Okay, so you're going to have to suffer with some clicking sound of my mouse. It's just going to come in here and there, but oh well. So our qualifying is almost done. So yeah, I'm super excited. You can see the track is 22 Celsius track temperature. Very, very similar to what you've seen in the public races. We're trying to match as close as we can. Of course, it's sort of difficult with it's sort of a little bit difficult to do that with an hour and a half practice. I think you're just screwing with me now to say my mic is dropping out again. Anyways, if we bring up our grid, here we go. It just gets quiet. That's because I stopped talking. Okay, so here we go. Here's our grid. I don't think I'm going to be able... Let's fight here and there while I'm talking. Okay, so I cut all of the filters. Okay, here we go. We've got our grid. I don't think I'm going to have the time to go through all of them. I'm going to just scroll through it nice and quickly here. So you can see it. We've got Patrick Hingston on pole once again. Daniel Thomas, Marco Valverde, Michael Haunick, Manrique Valverde. And then it just goes on and on. I don't think I'll be able to get to all of them. No way. There's just way too many names. I just can't do it. I'm not very good at reading that fast. We've got 36 cars in our lineup tonight. Yeah, we're going to definitely have lapped traffic tonight, and it's going to be real interesting. We do have rules in our league, of course, for lap traffic. We want... Which camera view do we want? I think I want... There we go, look at that. And let's get rid of that. And you can look at all of the cars all the way up the hill, and you got Barney, the flag dude, on the right here, ready to wave his flag. We're just waiting for all the cars to grid. Look at all those beautiful cars. That is a long lineup of cars. If anyone lapped me 3 times, I will... Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be one intense race, I gotta say. And here we go. The lights are going on. The drivers are all revving up their engines. Lights are off and away we go, and everyone's got a nice clean start. Holy crap, that's a lot of cars, a lot of moving and shaking. Are we gonna have a 2 wide, a 3 wide? There's gonna be a lot of movement going on. I hope everyone makes it through this turn nice and safely. Look at that absolute sea of Porsches just coming through. We have a whole bunch of more 2 wide, 3 wide. It looks like Gary Watson has spun. We have a lot of cars making it through nice and safely, though. As you can see, it's just an absolute train. Let's go to a chopper view, and we can actually go through our field. We got Patrick Hingston is leading this race. Patrick Hingston is leading this race so far, heading onto that back straight. And we have an absolute massive train of beautiful Porsches. Some people getting a little bit aggressive, thinking about making passes, as you can see, heading onto that main straight. Not too much chaos. We've gotten away pretty cleanly, it's looking like. I think Gary Watson is the only one who's out. Now we're heading into our main passing zone with Patrick Hingston and Marco Valverde duking it out for the lead of this race. Absolutely wild. And now Marco is being challenged by Daniel Thomas. There's just so much happening going on in this race. I can't follow along. Guys, oh my gosh. Young Choi's going a little bit wide in the background, and that's going to put Ryan Winfield on an was that I'm reading that right? No, it's not Ryan. It was Adam Morrow, I think, that made that pass. There's just so much happening. It's really hard to follow. I'm going to do my absolute best. But holy smokes, there's all of the cars coming down the hill. It looks like everyone's getting around nice and clean. Absolutely beautiful driving from everyone to see not too many major wrecks. Patrick Hingston is still, of course, in the lead. He's made a little bit of a gap. And we have some 2 wide heading into... I think it's turn 6, and heading down that main straight. Ryan Winfield looking to make up some positions, I'm sure. He's now in position to make a pass on Kevin Page. He made a pass already on Simon Fell. heading towards this straight. He's now taking that inside line on the chicane, going down and compressing the car under heavy braking, taking that favorable line on exit on that first apex, and he's now made a clear pass on Kevin Page. And it looks like Simon felt that may be our first wreck of the evening. Let's just take a real quick look at exactly what happened. While we have that chance, looks like Simon fell. Maybe he goosed it. Let's see what happened. Oh! Just all of a sudden, the car in front hit the brakes. I have no idea. And there you go with it. That is the chaos we all didn't want to see, but all of a sudden we did have to see it. And there you go. I have no idea how that happened, but there you go, folks. And that's going to make a massive shakeup in the field. Luckily, it didn't happen in our top 5, top 10, and so on. But yeah, absolutely wild, I gotta say. So now we've got 1 to 10, maybe about 10 cars in the pits trying to fix their cars up so that they can go again. Of course, let's head right back up to, let me see, it looks like we've got a close battle with Kevin Sidhu and Charlie Puyer with Carlos Odalora ahead of him. Now they're heading on to that main straight. I don't think that they're going to be able to make any passes. As I was saying earlier, this track is actually very, very hard to make passes. This season, with the draft being reduced, passing is not what it used to be. It's very, very difficult to make a pass nowadays in this car on this track. You're not going to gain much, maybe 2/10 of a second down that straight. But it looks like Kevin Sidhu used that to his advantage to close that gap to Charlie, and Charlie's losing that draft from Carlos. So it looks like Kevin's starting to think about, how can I make a move on Charlie, get up one more spot, get one more point for my season championships. So this battle's really heating up. But first off, let's head to Michael Halonik and Manrique Valverde. And what a battle this has become right here in the top 5 of our field. Michael Carilla has lost that draft to this front pack, so it looks like another car has gone into the pits. Marco Castro, maybe he's crashed. Let me take a look at nope, he just went into the pits on his own. Maybe he had damage and just wanted to get fixed. And anyways, back to our battle here with Michael Halonik and Manrique Valverde. And you can see Michael Carrillo has lost the draft to this front pack. So this is essentially a 5-car battle for the podium positions right now as it stands. We've got about 9 minutes to go in this race. Adam Morrow let me see how Adam Morrow's doing. Looks like he's making a pass on Young Choi. And there's a car that just went off. And Adam Morrow, who joined me in the booth, in the broadcasting booth, thank you very much, sir, for joining me in that broadcasting booth. It was a lot of fun to have you, and it's a lot of fun to watch you on the racetrack, duking it out with all of these guys. It looks like Adam's coming up on a lapped car. I don't think Adam is Adam is 4 seconds away, so these are lapped cars that are near him, so they're going to be letting him by, heading onto this straight. I'm sure that is Simon Fowle, and so he knows how this goes. Real quick, we're going to take a look. This is getting real dicey with Michael Halonik and Manrique Valverde duking it out for this spot. Michael Halonik losing it just a little bit under braking. Manrique able to hold that position. That is the challenge that we have on this track for passing. It is really not easy to get up alongside and put your car in a position that allows you to make that pass. It's just not easy. And that's going to work in Patrick Hingston's favor for sure. And there's the car yielding. The blue car, I'm not sure who that is, but thank you very much. To let the leaders pass, and it looks like this is a 3-car battle for the lead. It's oh no, and there goes Patrick Hingston, has spun and hit the wall. How many positions has he lost? This is This is an absolute nightmare race for Patrick Hingston. He is now down in 9th position, luckily with a large gap to 10, but that is not the way that he wanted his night to go. And luckily, that's put Marco Valverde into the lead with Daniel Thomas trailing directly behind. What a race this has become. Holy smokes. Absolutely wild. I have no idea. That is what was it, Rob? That looked like an equipment failure with the guy hitting the brakes. I think so. Yeah. That weird. I have no idea how that happened. There is just so much action. That's correct. Yes, Jose. There's a lot of action, and I just can't keep my eyes off of this battle that's now become of Marco Valverde and Daniel Thomas. Marco coming in from Costa Rica and Daniel Thomas coming from Wales, not the island of Wales, the island of UK. He's stayed up late to join us tonight, and he's putting on a hell of a show. And that's put, with Patrick Hingston going off and into that wall, that's put Manrique Valverde in the 3rd position, Michael Hounik in the 4th, and basically every car behind all the way up to where Patrick Hingston is now. Ahead, up 1 spot. Oh, and there's a spinner. It looks like he's a lapped down car, so it's not gonna matter. I gotta say, this is a lot of action. This is absolutely insane. This is exactly what we are expecting of Road Atlanta with this many cars on such a short lap. It's gonna get wild. I gotta say, when this league comes to Bathurst, Mount Panorama, that is going to be wild. While everyone goes up the hill, at the top of the hill, and down the hill, I'm stoked to see how that goes. I gotta say, it's going to be absolute chaos, but in an absolutely good way. Daniel Thomas has just not left Marco alone. He's still right with him. And all the cars have been serving their blue flags appropriately, and so that's done a real good job of keeping these two cars really close together, battling it out every little bit. Daniel Thomas has about 5 minutes left to start thinking about how can he make a pass. He's following, I'm sure, Marco Valverde, watching him. He's stalking his prey, watching exactly how he does every turn, watching his consistency to see where there's a hole that can be opened up. And he's just preparing himself. So we've watched that battle quite long. Oh, and it looks like Daniel Thomas is actually up alongside. He's not waiting too long. He's up alongside Marco Valverde, and he's on the right lane position. Marco Valverde is on the left and heading into the chicane. Let's see how this goes. How does this play out? Marco's deep and heavy on the brakes. Daniel Thomas has conceded that position and taken the high road, essentially. And that's how that happened. Now we've got Ryan Winfeld. And does he make the dive under braking? Not quite. And so he's still got Patrick Hingston behind him. Patrick's wanting to get back where he began, but not quite able to make it work. Ryan Winfeld's tough customer. I see Josh Grosso directly in front. Oh, and that is a brave move from Patrick Hingston. That is a brave move to go deep on the brakes in turn 1. A little bit of a shove, a little bit of door banging, but excellent racing. Wow. These guys are really going at it. Unbelievable. So we've got Josh Grosso now coming right up on Dan Morera with Patrick Hingston directly behind him. So I'm really curious to see how this goes at the end of the straight. I don't think Josh Grosso is in position to make a pass. He's too far back, the draft being not that strong. But with Patrick Hingston wanting to break through the pack to get right back up to the front, this is going to become really interesting very quickly. Real quick, let's see how these leaders are doing. There's 3 minutes left. Daniel Thomas is now real close, heading into turn 1. Oh, and he's poking a nose, and he's not going for it. He's going to wait. He's going to hold off. This may be a last lap pass that's going to happen. We're going to have to keep following along this story to find out how that goes. But these two cars are not leaving each other alone. These two drivers are sticking with it to the very end, I'm sure. We have not too much action going on now. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I should say there's tons of action. There really is tons of action. There's lots of cars going up, down, and so on through the field. We have, I think, 23 cars still on the lead lap. Yeah, we have 23 cars still on the lead lap. Chuck Baker, oh no! Chuck Baker and Rafa Casacerda going into the chicane, making a little bit of contact, and that's pushed Rafa off of the track. And that's a little bit unfortunate. That may be one for the stewards. We'll have to see how that one turns out. Back up to this one of the front packs. Let's see where they're at in... Okay, and they're heading into the chicane. Patrick Kingston has gotten real close to Josh Grosso. Let's see if he's going to start making thinking about making a pass. Does he dive the inside? And no, he's going to wait. He's going to wait. Let's see if he makes the same move that he did on Ryan Winfeld, diving the inside on turn 1. Does he do it? No, he's going to wait again. So he's gained a little bit more patience, it's looking like. And he's going to wait for just the right spot. Patrick Kingston, of course, is in a real good position at 8th. With our reverse grid, it's a reverse grid top 8, so it's going to put him in the lead the next race. He's not going to gain maximum points, of course, but being in the reverse grid top 8 is a huge advantage. Being in the 8th spot, he's just maybe thinking of, oh no, he's not thinking about it at all. He's going to go for that pass in the end, and he was able to hold that little bit of a door bang, but everyone came out nice and good. It looks like Patrick's made one more spot. He's up into 7th. Let's take a look at how my friend Michael Hownick's doing. He's got a car in front of him that has no damage. I thought he had damage. It was just shadows. He is now right back up to Manrique Valverde. And in the lead, in the very distance, you can see the battle between Daniel Thomas and Marco Valverde. So we got a battle, 2 battles for all these final podium positions. This is looking like it's the final lap right here. They have one more lap to go, so it's right here for all the marbles. Heading through the S's, let's go up to the lead cars because you can see the other 2 in the background on some of the camera shots. But this is the battle that really matters for the win of our sprint race. They're heading on to the part of the track that really, really matters. And let's see if Daniel Thomas can get up close enough. He gets a real great exit coming out of the corner onto our main straight. And he's closing up a gap real quickly. I'm saying really a lot. I gotta stop that. I don't think he's gonna make it up alongside. Marco is gonna hold. Oh, he's gonna give a little bit of a don't think about it kind of a move. Daniel Thomas not able to get up alongside, not quite. Michael Hownick, same situation, ending up behind Manrique. The reverse grid is going to be really interesting. Patrick Kingston making one more pass to get just another point for his season. And there we go with Marco Valverde coming across that line, winning our sprint race. Daniel Thomas in 2nd, Manrique Valverde in 3rd, Michael Hownick in 4th, Michael Carrillo in 5th, Patrick Kingston in 6th, Dan Morel. Okay, and there they go. To the moon. Dan Morera in 7th, Josh Grosso in 8th, Ryan Winfeld in 9th, Adam Morrow in 10th, Emmanuel Ojo. Where are the cars? There we go. Emmanuel Ojo in 11th, Ignacio Vieto in 12th, Mark Santana in 13th, Carlos Otalora in 14th, Diego Militao, I think it said Diego Militao in 15th, Enrico Rojas, Young Choi, Kevin Sadu, Michael David, Jeffrey Murillo, Charlie Puyer. I don't think they've crossed the line quite yet. Charlie has crossed the line. Here comes Chuck Baker crossing the line. We got Colin Luckhurst. I can bring up the results, not yet. Colin Luckhurst, Ariel Julian, Simon Fell, 25th, Marco Castro, Carl Ribbing, and now I can bring up the results. And here we are. Come on. Heat 1. There you go. And I was Ariel Julian, Simon Fell, Marco Castro, Carl Ribbing, Osvaldo Blanco, Kevin Pace, Tom Jenkins, Gary Watson, Ian Campbell, Rafa Casacerda, Benjamin Roche, Bradley Husty, Henry Chung. And that is our sprint race. What a race. I gotta say, that was a lot of action. I think it might have been a hardware failure where the guy randomly hit the brakes coming out of V10 or T10. I'm not sure. We'll probably find out after. Really unfortunate incident. It's and so I just hope that doesn't happen again. I gotta say, but other than that, overall that was pretty clean race. Even though there's a lot of chaos, a lot of action, I'm really excited to see how this reverse grid of the top 8 goes. We're gonna have Josh Grosso in first position at the start, Dan Morera in second, Patrick Kingston in third, Michael Carrillo in fourth, and so on. And you get the idea. I don't know if I have to keep going on that, but yeah, reverse grid. Here we go. Let's pull down that. Now you can see. Now you can see exactly what we're dealing with of who's starting where. Just waiting for the cars to grid up. We got Barney with his red headphones, his microphone. He's got his flag. That green flag there is in his hands, ready to be waved. Just waiting for all the cars to check up, and then we'll be good to go. I'm gonna have to bet that Patrick Kingston's gonna go for some passes directly off the start, try and gain that first position, and try and run away with the race. That's my bet. That's my take. Oh, Rafael Casacerda. I'm sad to see that incident, but I'm sure you'll have fun starting where you're at still. This is a long race, and here we go. The lights are on, the lights are off, and away we go. And there's that green flag. Michael Hownick is making a move to the inside, but he's on the grass, and that's not going to do him too well. Looks like Josh Grosso is in the lead, heading into turn 1, and we have everyone away nice and clean. They're all coming around turn 1. No one's spun out yet. Everyone's coming. Marco Valverde looks like he's lost a position. We're going to just take a real quick look at all these cars coming through. I hear some crashes and only one car off. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. You expect at least one car to go off, but Josh Grosso is now running away with this lead, making a large gap on Dan Morera. Patrick Kingston taking that inside lane position on Dan Morera and up into second place. Michael Hownick is down a whole bunch, having spent some time on the grass. This is going to be an absolute wild chicane. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. This is a lot of cars heading towards T1. We've got Michael Hownick on the inside of... Who is this? This is Michael Carrillo. We have a lot of 2 wide. And everyone is making it through cleanly. That is absolutely incredible. Look at that. This is amazing. Amazing sight to see. Oh, and this may be and everyone made it through still cleanly. Absolutely beautiful. And it looks like Patrick Kingston is now in second. Josh Grosso is still in first, and everyone is still very much in contact with each other. It looks like Carlos Odalora has entered pit lane. I'm not sure why. So he is maybe out of this race, maybe not. We'll have to see as time goes on. Got Patrick Kingston is closing that gap. Manrique Valverde also closing that gap. This is going to become real spicy with Marco wanting to make a pass on Daniel. Of course, in our sprint race, this was reversed. This was the other way around. So without without that a car to follow for Daniel Thomas, it'll be really exciting to see how this goes. And directly behind is just an absolute flock of cars. Absolute flock of cars. Wild to see. Not too much passing heading into the chicane, it's looking like. Michael Houghton thinking about how to get through. Oh, and almost a touch. Almost. It looks like Michael Carrillo going deep on the brakes, leaving him open to be passed by Ryan Winfield, who's taking the inside but not quite able to make it work on that last corner, heading on to our start-finish line. Ryan Winfield close but not quite. But of course that one little mistake has now created a gap to Michael Houghton. So these cars, they're much harder to drive than they were last season, I gotta say. One tiny little mistake, it's not hard to come by. Very, very easy to just trigger a mistake. And with draft not being as effective, it's definitely hard to keep up. And here we go. We saw it just as I cut to it at the very last moment. Patrick Hingston taking the inside line, making a pass to take P1 and start thinking about running away with this race. We've got as well Daniel Thomas. Oh, sorry, this is Manrique Valverde taking the inside under braking into the chicane, trying to get up there and not let Patrick run away with it just yet, but not able to make it work. And that is beautiful racing by all of these drivers. Just the respect that they have for each other to not crash, make it all happen safely. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Looks like Adam Morrow may have some blinking issues. I see him coming in and out. That's hard. Not sure where he's at. Sometimes he's on the track, sometimes he's not. We're gonna have to get Adam to fix that. That's challenging. Can't really pass a car you can't see. Moving on to Ryan Winfield, who's closer than he's ever been to Michael Carrillo. This may be his lap to make a pass, but Michael Carrillo has that draft as well. Oh, and he just got a little bit wild, and that's gonna hurt his chances coming onto that straight. So maybe not. Heading into the chicane, we've got, oh wow, this is absolutely wild. Daniel Thomas battling it out, going deep on the brakes, trying to hold both Valverde cousins behind him. And it looks like Marco is taking the inside on that last turn, making that pass. None of these drivers want Patrick to run away, but all this battling, of course, is actually doing just that, and it's letting him run away. This is a 30-minute race, and within 5 minutes, these guys are battling it out for every spot. This is blood, sweat, and tears, hard at work, right here in our feature in Porsche Cup Challenge. Absolutely insane racing, insane battling between these guys. So Marco has claimed that spot, one ahead of Daniel Thomas once again, just as he had it in the feature. And it can start thinking about how can I make that gap a little smaller to get up to Patrick Hingston and maybe even win this race. That would actually propel Marco Valverde, I believe, into a real great spot for this season. Let's start working our way a little bit through our field. It looks like we have contact from second position all the way to 6. So we've got Marco Valverde, Daniel Thomas, Manrique Valverde, Josh Grosso, Michael Houghton, all right here, definitely in play for real great points for our season. It looks like Ryan Winfield has spun. That is unfortunate. Let's see, how did that happen? It looks like just a little bit of a bump. Maybe he didn't know that there was a car there, but there was. And now he's just got to wait a long time, and that's a little bit of an unfortunate situation, of course, for Ryan Winfeld. And now to be at the very back, but he'll battle back, I'm sure. And don't look now, but Marco Valverde is actually closing this gap on Patrick Hingston. That is incredible driving from Marco. Patrick Hingston has been one of the quickest drivers of our league, and of all the public sessions this week, he's been right up there near the top. And so to see Marco closing that gap, that is incredible driving. And of course, in tow, he's bringing all those cars with him of Daniel Thomas, Manrique Valverde, and Michael Howenick. Michael Howenick, though, wanting to stay with that pack. He's trying to find a way past Josh Grosso. But Josh Grosso definitely holding his own. This is Josh's first race with us. He's signed up for this season, and he's with his friend. Where is his friend? Colin Luckhurst, I believe it is, are running this championship that we've got together. But Josh Grosso is definitely having the drive of his life. What a show for Josh, and a lot of luck to end up in eighth spot to propel himself to first to start this race. So great drive. We've got Dan Morera battling it out with the blinker. Sorry, Adam. We're gonna skip a little bit past that. Ariel Julian last season was one of our faster drivers. And with all of these guys that have recently joined, he's now in 10th position, being challenged for every bit of track. And Ariel, very competent driver himself, following Emmanuel Ojo and Mark Santana directly behind. Mark Santana, of course, like I said last season and this season, he's our league steady Eddie. Just drive nice and consistent, avoid as many crashes as possible. And just keep the nose clean, and that's where Mark Santana's basically that's where his biggest gains are. Not far behind is Colin Luckhurst in his first race. That's pretty cool paint scheme. I like that. I like that blend of the green to the orange to the very back of it. Beautiful paint scheme. We've got Michael Carrillo, who was involved in that little bit of a kerfuffle with Ryan Winfeld, now down to 12th position, which is still a really great spot to be. A little bit of damage, but I don't think it's affecting him too much, fortunately. He's followed not too far behind by Charlie Poulier and Chuck Baker. Chuck Baker's this week has seen a lot of improvement in his driving skills. Last season, beginning of the season, his pace wasn't quite there, and there's got to be something that's absolutely clicked. Oh, it looks like something's happened. Michael Howenick's trying to find his way through Josh Grosso, and he's just not able to make it happen still, and that is the difficulty I was talking about earlier. With difficulty trying to pass. It is not an easy track to pass on, and you can see Michael Howenick is having that difficulty. So I was going through the field and I was talking about Chuck Baker, and Chuck, something about this track has really clicked with Chuck, and he's putting down lap times and pace faster than he's ever had. And so great on you, Chuck, to see that improvement, to stick with a very hard car to drive, and make it start working for you. Good job. We got Kevin Sadu. Does he have a little bit of damage? No, I think that's just the paint on his car. He's followed by a pack of 4 cars. Diego Militao, Carl Ribbing, and Young Choi. And it looks like Diego went a little bit wide. And so now this is just a 2-car pack, and we got Carl Ribbing and Young Choi, who know each other very, very well from last season. Young Choi taking the outside line. Is he able to make it work? Not quite. Young Choi is touching the grass, and now is definitely behind Carl Ribbing. that was quite a battle, and yeah, it's really easy to make a mistake in this car. Really easy, and just as you saw, one mistake, it can mean a lot, even if it's real small. Michael David following along with now, amateur commentator in his spare time. If you ask him, I'm sure he can share the videos and the broadcasts that he does. He has a lot of fun doing it. He actually did one of our broadcasts. We welcomed him with open arms, and he did an absolutely amazing job, and he's right now running in 18th position. Another driver who's stuck with it thick and thin, trying to improve every bit of the way, and has now shown an increase of pace and is up into 18th position, followed by Enrico, I'm going to say Rojas, and Kevin Pace is not far behind. And let's see, going a little bit further back, we've got Marco Castro in the Red Bull car, Gary Watson in the Monster Energy, Bradley Husty in it says a midfield car, and that's perfect. It's exactly where he's at. He's in the midfield motorsports. I like that. Followed by Ryan Winfield. Oh no, and it looks like there is a crash in the front. Oh my, was there a crash in the front pack? Oh no, it looks like there was. Is that it? No, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Okay, we gotta find. I gotta find, where did this happen? Michael Houghnick passed Patrick. Here we go. I have no idea. Oh, never mind. Okay, so then so nothing actually changed. Wait, Patrick Kingston is out. No, he's not out. I have no idea what's happening. Something with my internet. I'm sorry. I got a little excited. I thought that something really did happen. Oh well. Nope, they're all still up there. But Michael Houghnick did in fact find his way around Josh Grosso. But amazing drive from Josh to hold off for that long from such a strong driver of Michael Houghnick. Amazing job. Now I'm a little sad that there wasn't a little bit of a shakeup, but also happy that there's no massive major crash. It does go to show the respect that they all have for each other out on the track to try and finish the race together, whether they're ahead or behind. So we got Ariel Julian. Oh, Manrique is further back. I don't think that Manrique made a lot of movement early on in that reverse grid, and I think that's what happened. I got a notification here that Simon Fell crashed. Let's just take a quick look at exactly how that happened. No, this is not Simon Fell crashing. Why is this? Oh, nope. It's just not going to show. Oh no! And just as I click back, Marco Valverde loses his rear end coming out of turn 10. And that's allowed Daniel Thomas to get up beyond him. And Michael Houghnick is now closing the gap to Marco Valverde. Wow, what a shakeup. Daniel Thomas is within drafting range of Patrick Kingston. This is now absolutely anybody's race. And the fight for the final podium positions has totally livened up, with Michael Houghnick very, very close to Marco Valverde. Josh Grosso in a fight for his life for P3 potentially, which is absolutely amazing drive. Ariel Julian in 7th. Wow. You know what? Let's take a look at our biggest movers and shakers of the evening. Who's up the most positions? Oh, and Marco Valverde is definitely going through the blue flag cars as quick as he can. He doesn't want to lose any pace. Every tenth that he loses is high risk and brings Michael Houghton that much closer. Real quick, let's bring up our biggest movers and shakers of the evening. We've got Patrick Kingston, of course, is up 2. Daniel Thomas is up 5 positions. Absolutely incredible. Michael Houghton is up 1. Josh Grosso is up down 4. That was a little bit expected, reverse grid. But still, amazing drive. Ariel Julian is up 17 positions on such a difficult track to pass. That is an incredible feat for any person to be up that many spots. Enrique Valverde is down 2. Dan Morera is down 7. He started in 2nd, of course, in the sprint. Colin Luckhurst is up 13 spots. Michael Carrillo from the incident previous down 7. Charlie Pouliot, Chuck Baker is up 8, both up 8. Carl Ribbing up 11. Kevin Pace up 11. Gary Watson up 11. Benjamin Roche up 11. Just being steady, consistent is definitely going to win you a lot of spots, I gotta say. Thank you for following Phantom Power Racing. Every follow counts. And yeah, just gonna take a real quick moment. If anyone has an Amazon Prime membership and it's linked to their Twitch, please use your Amazon Prime to subscribe to our channel. Every little bit of it helps. We have cash payouts and a free entry, and every little bit of that goes, all of it really, goes towards those cash payouts. And the more subscriptions, the higher the payouts. And yeah, so bring them on in, and let's keep this league free, basically. Right now we are. I'm gonna head right up to the leader of this race, Patrick Kingston. He had his oops in the sprint race, hit the wall, recovered, and put himself in a real great spot for the reverse grid top 8. And now he's got the likes of Daniel Thomas heading into turn 7. Diving on the brakes, heading onto this long straight. Daniel Thomas is now directly in tow, feeling the heat of his exhaust, heading down that back straight. Looks like Patrick's got an excellent launch out of that corner, so Daniel Thomas is not going to be able to come up alongside, but that draft is going to pull him even closer, so he can start thinking about, how can I make that move? How can I get by? 2/10 away that's real close. These cars are basically hugging each other. That rear wing of Patrick, you could almost place it on Daniel Thomas's car. It looks like they're coming up on lap traffic, so that lap traffic cars, I'm sure, going to yield. No, not quite, not yet. He will soon, hopefully. Nope, not yet. Hopefully soon. Yep, and there you go. And that's released these 2 cars back into the wild to start duking it out. And Daniel Thomas is still appropriately behind Patrick Kingston, right about where they were before that lapped car came up. And so now they've got a chance to see how it goes down this main straight. It looks like Daniel Thomas is in actually a really great spot to poke a nose. Let's see how this goes. Heading down the main straight, is Patrick Kingston going to choose the left lane position or the right? Which one is his favorite? He's offering up the right lane position to Daniel Thomas. They're diving down under braking. Daniel Thomas not able to get up alongside, heading into that chicane. So Patrick Kingston is still in the lead. So Daniel Thomas has his work cut out for him. Real quick, let's head all the way back to Gary Watson and Marco Castro, who are battling it out. It looks like Josh Grosso is out. Am I reading that correctly? Let me take a look. Josh is having the drive of his life, and now he's out. That must be wrong. Nope, it is wrong. He's still there. Perfect. I would have been sad to see something's happening today, and yeah. Something's happening with my live timing. It's just all over the place. So I'm glad to see Josh Grosso is still there. So maybe try and ignore all of that movement with the live timing, and we're just gonna have to go by what I'm seeing on the screen. And yeah, so here we go with Gary Watson making a pass on Marco Castro, coming out of that chicane. Beautiful pass from Gary Watson. Gary Watson, another driver that started out a little bit slow in this car, and just by sticking with it has gained a lot of pace over time. And it's absolutely beautiful to see those improvements as they come. Gary Watson becomes a stronger and stronger driver as he continues. Now he's starting to walk away a little bit from Marco Castro and leaving Marco Castro and Diego Militao to battle it out. I believe these are 2 lapped cars that are behind. So they're not... Are they lapped cars or are they up ahead? Let me see. Nope, they are lapped cars. So because they're lapped cars, they're not going to make passes, I don't think, but we'll see. Let's see where the action is at. It looks like we've got Carl Ribbing, Carl Ribbing, Kevin Sidhu, and Young Choi, and these guys all know each other from last season very, very well. Oh, it looks like Carl Ribbing almost had his nose chopped off by Kevin Sidhu, having to back out just a little bit. Kevin Sidhu going wide, heading into the S's, and leaving the door wide open for Carl to walk through. And that's given Carl one position up. And now he can start thinking about chasing the likes of Young Choi. And is this... Oh, Charlie Puyer is much further ahead. Young Choi has a lapped car in front, so that'll be a yielding in any moment now. And Charlie Puyer in 13th, battling it out with Mark Santana. As I was saying earlier, the Steady Eddie. And it looks like Colin Luckhurst and Josh Grosso are also going to be some of our new Steady Eddies in our league. And Dan Marrera is also another Steady Eddie that's joined that club as well. We have a lot of them. This is perfect. Looks like Michael Hownick is up into 3rd position. Has he passed Marco Valverde? How did that happen? Let's take a look. Marco Valverde went off the track, and that opened the door for Michael Hownick to make a pass. So just by being close... Oh, the S's coming down that hill. And it's just so easy to make a mistake in these cars. Just one tiny little mistake, and all of a sudden you're gone. Definitely a challenge. That's actually what I just really love about this car. Even Ariel Julian was up a lot of positions. Look like he's gone off the track. Let's see how that happened. How did that happen? He went off the track, and he was up 17 spots before that. Okay, come on, back up, a little more. Here we go. Coming around, and oh no, that's really unfortunate. The car ahead of him rejoining at a really unfortunate way. That may be one for the stewards, and that's going to be a painful, tough pill to swallow for Ariel Julian, who had such an amazing race before that happened. My heart goes out to you, Ariel Julian, on that one. That's a painful one, buddy. Looking through our field, we've got Benjamin Roche and Jeffrey Murillo. Benjamin Roche thinking about diving the inside, not quite, and it's actually freaked him out. Jeffrey Murillo locks his brakes, and it's allowed Benjamin Roche to make that pass heading into the chicane. Beautiful drive from Benjamin Roche. Benjamin Roche, a returning driver from last season. Increase of pace again, just by virtue of being in our league. We offer the greatest opportunity for improvement. Mark Santana going off track. Let's see how that happened. Oh, and just a little bit. Luckily, he didn't lose too many spots, but yeah, a little bit zealous on the brakes, and all of a sudden you're off. And then all of a sudden you're off. We've got 2.5 minutes left in our race, and it looks like Michael Howanick. Wow, Michael Howanick is actually in second position, and here's how that happened real quick. Daniel Thomas, come on, where is... Come on, bring up the replay, and it's not doing it. Of course not. Where is this pass? I have to do this really quickly. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the pass. Oh. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to live. Waste of time. Am I seeing that correctly? Michael Howanick is out. He went off of the track and crashed. This is... We have a minute and a half to quickly go over the replays. Just really, really quickly, let's see how that happened. Oh, and contact between the cars, and that's... Oh, it looks like there's Daniel Thomas making a pass back on them. Michael Howanick just towing to pits, and Patrick Hingston has damage. This is... What a race! I'm gonna have to go back on the replays after. This is absolutely insane race. Now Daniel Thomas is in the lead of this race. Josh Grosso in second. Adam Morrow in third. Marco Valverde in fourth. Manrique Valverde in fifth. Colin Luckhurst in sixth. Dan Moreira in seventh. Patrick Hingston is in eighth. What a turn of events. We're going to have to go through a lot of replays at the end of this race to see exactly what happened. Absolutely wild. Thank you for following Magic Cooks. You're in for a hell of a race and lots of replays, and I hope you enjoy it. And wow, Daniel Thomas on... Is this going to be the last lap? We may have one more lap. It depends on how fast is his pace. Let's take a look. Is he going to make it, or is he not? He's got 10 seconds to make it to the line. I think that he's going to make it and trigger one more lap. Oh no, and he's going into the pits. What's happening? Daniel Thomas was leading the race, and now he's in the pits. This is absolutely wild. What a turn of events, and that's put Josh Grosso into the lead of this race. Started in first in the feature with this reverse 8, and now he's in the lead of a 36-car grid. What is happening? This is absolutely wild. Wow. I can't believe this. This is insane. Where we have one more lap to go. One more lap to go with Josh Grosso, and 3 seconds behind is Adam Morrow. Marco Valverde is a second behind him. I'm in absolute shock. Coming around the corner onto the straight, Josh Grosso just has one more braking zone, and he's home free. He's on this home stretch. Daniel Thomas going through the pits. I believe he had a drive-through penalty. Is only down to 6th position, so it's not too bad. But wow, what a shakeup of this field. Absolutely crazy. Josh Grosso is now coming around the final chicane, heading around this, just full throttle, keep it nice and steady. Don't make it too crazy. We got Adam Morrow in second place, and there is Josh Grosso winning this race. Absolute amazing drive. First race, Adam Morrow in second place, Marco Valverde in third, Manrique Valverde in fourth, Colin Luckhurst, another first drive of the season, in 5th position, Daniel Thomas in 6th, Michael Carrilla in 7th, Dan Moreira in 8th, Patrick Hingston in 9th, Charlie Pouyer in 10th, Young Choi in 11th, Carl Ribbing in 12th, Kevin Sadu 13th, Mark Santana is 14th, Chuck Baker coming around the final corner now in 15th, Gary Watson not too far behind, coming around these chicanes, this chicane right now, leading Well, okay, that's a lap down car, I believe. But Gary Watson is in 16th spot. Diego Militao in 17th. Marco Castro with Ignacio Vieto directly behind for 18 and 19. We got Benjamin Roche coming along in 20th. Jeffrey Murillo in 21st. And I'm going to have to say that's Michael David. It is. We got Kevin Pace in 22nd, Osvaldo Blanco in 23rd, Carlos Odalora in 24th, Enrico Roja, Tom Jenkins in 26th, Michael David 27th, Bradley Husty in 28th. And here is our results, the official results page. We are at Bradley Husty in 35th. Henry Chung. Oh no, sorry. That is the wrong one. That is our sprint. There we go. There we go. Bradley Husty in 29th. Henry Chung in 30th. Ariel Julian in 31st. Ian Campbell 32nd. Rafa Casacurta 33rd position. Ryan Winfield 34. Simon Fell 35. And Emmanuel Ojo in 36. And I gotta say, wow, what a race. Absolutely incredible drive from everyone. And just a heads up, if anyone wants to do an interview after the race, head into our interview booth channel on our Discord, and we can just talk through the race, see what happens, see what you think of it, all of that. And yeah, and I'm gonna just play some music eventually and go through the replays. But holy smokes, what a race! What a drive from Joshua Grosso to take that win. So much has happened. I just can't believe it, and we're gonna just all have to decompress after that one, and just take it in and head towards our next week. And I'm super stoked to see what happens in our European Global race. So yeah, but that was an amazing race to watch. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for participating in driving. There's no mandatory stop. You did actually win the race. There's no mandatory stop. They all got drive-throughs that they had to serve from hitting the incident limit, and and there you go. And that's, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed that race, and have a good evening, folks.